Okay, so this is a microphone that I brought on to my Singapore trip, and I promised that I would do a podcast on this. Unfortunately, I didn't bring both, and my other microphone is making a buzz, so we're just gonna use one and try this on this setup. It is a little bit awkward, we're a little bit closer than I normally do this stuff in, but it's all kind of just to see how this mic works on mobile setup. But yeah, I'm in Singapore. I'm visiting my friend Kelvin.
Thanks for making it out here.
Yeah, man, it's been an awesome week. So we did a trip. I mean, I did a trip here. It was originally supposed to be for work, but it didn't end up being for work. It was just kind of just got out here, and then we did a little bit of Thailand in between, and then I'm back in Singapore just for this afternoon essentially, and then I'm back to the States. But yeah, it's just different here.
It's very different. I think, you know, there's some ups and downs. I mean, I think the ups or the pros are really the food.
Yeah.
Food is really freaking good and super cheap if you're into like local food. Like so many different flavors, and for me coming from an Asian or Chinese background, like it's similar to Chinese food, but like mixed in with different flavors. So I think that's pretty cool. Public transport's definitely pretty cool.
I mean, it's a lot better than most cities.
A lot better than most cities and super cheap. You pay by each stop, which is different than what I'm used to in New York.
Yeah, I mean,
it's almost like what's like 250, 225 for one trip for a ride on and off.
Even if you just like one stop.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of good if you live far away, but
I mean, DC kind of has that, except it never feels like as cheap as here. It's like we went one stop and it's like 30 cents or some stupid shit like that.
Oh, yeah, but like here is like for me, like to get to work we didn't go too far, but like maybe like a 20-minute like train ride or MRT ride they call it here. It was like less than $1 Sing, so that's like 70 cents US.
Yeah, like
for 20 minutes.
And the thing is that it's like the bus system is really reliable. Like I don't know if you haven't. You said you've never been on a New York bus.
Nah, man. Only crazies do that. I think
it's like ridiculous. Like I think I took one out to like Long Island for someone's Thanksgiving, and I was scared as fuck. Like I had to take a series of buses, and I was just like super nervous. But I mean, in Boston, it's a little bit like certain paths you take, and I know some people are like regular bus commuters, but it's not something that like I frequent. But especially not in New York.
The only bus I ever took in Boston was a BU bus.
It's not even a real bus. That's a student ship.
It's up and down Commonwealth. There's some real people who used it. I guess working people. It's a cheating system.
Yeah, it's just free. So
yeah.
But I mean, it works. But it's not like here. Like I should be using the bus more in Boston. It's just I don't. Like it gets you a lot more places. It's just for some reason I don't.
Yeah.
But so the cheapness is something that's really cool around here, and especially how clean it is. Like. You guys have a lot of cool stuff that's outdoors, like the satay place that you took me.
Oh yeah, that's like it was a pretty touristy spot. It's called Lau Pasat.
God damn it, that was local.
I mean, it's somewhat local. I mean, it's like local type of food, like satay sticks that you're probably familiar with in restaurants like Penang.
Yeah.
Penang, Malaysia. We're pretty close to Malaysia and Indonesia, so there's definitely some influences from that. But yeah, we went to Lau Pasat after 7 p.m. or something like that. They closed down that one street. It's called Buntat Street. Mm-hmm. And they have like hordes. The whole street is just hordes of like charcoal grills, and they just smoke them. They just smoke them, fan them, grill them. And it was super cheap. It was like 36 Sing for like 50 satay sticks.
Yeah.
And that's the smallest you can get. And then we got like some other stuff, some kind of noodles, mee goreng. That was I
good.
thought it was all right, but
I mean,
you liked it.
Shuba's family made it better.
Because
that's what we
had. It's less oily and it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because Shuba's family doesn't use shrimp paste, so I think I just don't like shrimp paste. For the most part.
But the one that we had yesterday was real good.
Yeah.
And there's a lot less bean sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, outside the food, I know that Singapore's been sort of like a rougher transition for you than you expected. Because I think you like traveling and you like trying new things, but like the more that we talk about it, it seems like this transition is a slower transition for you, or it's just difficult in general.
Yeah, man, too many Asians.
You're in Asia,
No.
bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just an Asian mentality, and growing up as an Asian American is definitely different.
Mm.
I think people here tend to not take risks as much, in the workplace and in personal life. But this is generalizing. Doesn't speak to like every Singaporean or um, PR, a permanent resident uh, here. But I think generally speaking, in Asian culture, people tend to take less risks. People are less outspoken and actually less of an individual. So they kind of conform to society. I think that's why it's like hard for me to meet like interesting people that or make new friends. Damn, I'm friendless, super friendless. All the only friends I have are like jujitsu and video games.
Hey man, just friends
And
aren't
then
bad.
states and people in the states.
Yeah. So how like expats are? There's like some expat bars around.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, then it goes into the other back to the other side where it's like, damn, like these expats are like way too white. Like these are like drunk Australian bros. Like most of these white dudes like have like Asian fetishes, and at least that's my assumption over here. But that's not always the case. But I assume that. So it's hard to meet them, and then there's always like a big French crowd too. Some are like really cool and like really free spirited,
Hmm.
but then they kind of stick to their own French crew also. Um,
I actually kind of noticed that. Like we went to Kilo Thursday, like last Thursday.
okay,
And it was really fun. It's a hip hop bar on Thursdays, which I didn't expect from Singapore, and um,
hip
it,
hop is definitely lacking in Singapore.
yeah, so it was super fun. Like we danced, we got drinks there. The drink specials were also obviously very good for the females, but it was a fun time, and it was cool. The French people are cool, but yeah, they were a little bit cliquey. I still can see that, but
Yeah, and they do enjoy their wines and relaxing on beaches for super cheap, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, those are the most expats. Like, it's hard. The ones that I click with the most are like people that we went to school with.
uh,
Like, um, Amanda is pretty cool.
yeah,
I think
she's Asian American.
she's definitely a halfie.
Okay.
But no, I didn't know her in school. Like, but Shuba knew her, so we hung
Hmm.
out a couple times, and she seemed pretty cool. That reminds me of like people back at home, type of people I like to hang out with.
Hmm.
Um, but it's just hard for me to meet people. Maybe I'm just like getting older and just like not as flexible or open to making new friends. I think
I
I
think
don't know.
it's
Maybe
I
not.
think it's hard because like
I think it's just a different culture.
yeah, like the
So
vibe that works in America won't necessarily work for here.
yeah,
Like I think we're more aggressive and we're more forthcoming in terms of like social interaction, and sometimes that's off-putting to people here.
maybe.
Um,
But I feel like most of the times, like with most of Singapore, like when I'm trying to look forward to something like restaurants or bars or people, I end up saying, man, just like fucking man, this shit sucks. I always end up disappointed.
I think it's because
But
you come from the melting pot of the world though. Like New York standards are hard to meet when it comes to restaurants and stuff like that. Not because they're always
yeah,
changing, and it's like all the best chefs, all the different cultures are all there. Like
yeah.
I think that
But
you
even
live there
just
for long.
people, like the people that I like vibe with the most are like bartenders and chefs that I'm meeting like
Yeah, like I've noticed that
here.
like you coming
Yeah.
here, you're a lot on the industry. Like you friend the industry a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like
Like it's really cool. I got free drinks.
they. I mean, I think they just have a different mindset, and it's like a mindset that reminds me of people back in New York. The hustle, and I don't give a shit what other people think. This is what my passion. This is what I'm going to do,
Mm.
and even if my family hates it, I'm still going to do it and grind. And they work hard, man. They work 6 days a week, um, over like 12 to 12-hour shifts. they barely get any sleep because they need to go out after they clean up because they got to go and network and meet more people within the industry, because there's always people flying in and out of their of Singapore within their industry. So
They do have more of that New York grind in
but
them.
but they only get like one day off, and that's usually Sunday
That's very true.
or Monday.
Like basically, if you want to hang out with them, you're hanging out with them during work.
And they're not gonna want to drink on their day off. They do that for a freaking living,
Yeah.
So, I go rock climbing like hungover on Sundays, to meet up with this one dude, who's a really good bartender. Probably one of the best bartenders I've met and had drinks from in Singapore. So
Where does he bartend at?
now he used to bartend at Neon Pigeon, and now he's at Casa Pancho.
Casa Pancho.
Yeah, we didn't get to go there though. So it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a mezcal bar. So
Right.
I don't like mezcal. You don't like mezcal. So
Chuba likes mezcal.
yeah.
But like, yeah, I noticed that. But like when we went to that beer spot slide, like that guy was super chill.
Yeah.
Like he was really friendly. He seemed very normal, but he seemed like he was also very dedicated to what he was trying to open.
Yeah, but the other part though is like, they have to be social. They have to be friendly.
Yeah, I know.
That's how they make it. That's how you make it in almost any industry. So.
But it's just like that's not the same thing in terms of like if you were looking at like an established restaurant or something. I feel like the service, like that service, was great and hospitable and like personable.
Yeah.
But then that's not like this like golden that's not the standard here. Like
No, I mean service is just not. That's the other thing. It's a no tipping culture, so
yeah, there's no incentive.
Their pay is like guaranteed, so they don't really have provide service that we're used to.
Yeah.
Especially, oh man, fuck this restaurant called Birds of a Feather on Teluk Air Street, or Teluk Air. I don't care how you pronounce it. They're like, design, decor, and food was freaking amazing, but their service level was so shitty. Like, we were like a group of like 13. We finished everything. Oh, first of all, they made us pre-order our menu or our plates, because they were afraid of lunch rush. And we get there and they asked us to do the order again. Then what was the point of like us pre-ordering? And then so we had to do that and then wait like over like 45 minutes, and it wasn't like super packed yet for lunchtime, so like we were the biggest but earliest group. And we had reservations too, so they fucked up twice on that. And then the last thing that they fucked up on was we ordered, like a few of us ordered like maybe 4 or 5 coffees at the end of the meal, because we're hanging out with Europeans and that's what they do.
Yeah.
And apparently we ordered one extra one, which we didn't want, and we're like, yeah, just take it away. For the longest time, the waitress didn't know what to do, so she just stood there with a freaking coffee for like maybe like 2 minutes, which is a long time to stand doing nothing and just staring with a blank face, because some waitresses and waiters like their service levels, like if it's like a computer program. If you don't write that line of code in, they don't know what to do. Does not compute. So they're like stuck there not knowing what to do. So she raises it to the manager, I guess, or the floor manager at the very least. And he's like, well, you guys ordered like 6. You guys ordered like 6 not cocktails, 6 coffees. Like, so what am I supposed to do with this? I'm like, well, we don't want it. Like, we spent over like $1,000 on lunch. Can you just take this away and take this off the bill? Like, we don't want it. And he like rolls his eyes, flips an attitude. Okay, it's okay. You know what? I'll take this coffee. Walks furiously over to the bar for a freaking $6 coffee, maybe $7, for a shitty like iced coffee. Slams it on the fucking bar and doesn't say anything to us for the rest of the day, for the rest of the time that we spend there. And I was like, this was like 2 weeks in, 2 weeks of me moving into Singapore, and that shit was. I was like, oh man, that's bullshit. I wish there was a tipping system so I could take it away and give them 0. Usually I never give 0 for shitty service, but that deserved like 0 tip and the fuck you written on the tip. But The least I've ever tipped was like 10%. I feel like I have to overcompensate for my non-tipping Asians.
Yeah, for bad service, I think it's, even if it's bad,
Yeah,
like you tell the manager, but you still provide tip because that's
yeah,
there's a livelihood, there's a story
yeah,
maybe, but like yeah, they don't have a tipping culture here, so that's different. I mean, there's definitely a culture shift. Like when I was walking initially for the first initial days, like it was very much like a Western city. Like they have all the
yeah.
advancements.
The infrastructure is definitely advanced and reminds you of like
Yeah,
any city, any
yeah.
modern city.
Like you can drop people on here and they won't feel out of sync. Everything obviously you get used to the roads, but like I think there's still like some of the like there's still some old world mentality that I had to get used to, and I think you saw that.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you
I
saw
think
that.
culturally it's just behind,
Yeah, I mean, it's
but it's ahead of it's ahead of its neighbors. That's why it's like a lot of people, like a lot of people don't understand like Southeast Asia is like shitty, like shitty in terms
underdeveloped.
of like it's underdeveloped. There's not a lot of jobs. It's always hot. There's no AC. There's not a lot of running filtered water that you can drink from the tap. So when they leave, like the closest place that they can and want to go to is Singapore, because it's probably the most open of the countries and cities available within their reach. Um, and that's why it's kind of like a paradise for them because they come from like, dude, like the boondocks of Asia.
Yeah,
Most of Asia is like Southeast Asia is like kind of like that. It's like mosquito infested. You have to worry about like old diseases that we don't like really care about in back in New York, like malaria, yellow fever.
yeah. Like
Um,
coming here, I had to take 0 shots, but like
yeah,
if we decided to take that Vietnam trip, I definitely had to take a trip to the doctor.
yeah,
Um, but I mean, I see how you say that. Like they come from like a very rural area, they come
yeah.
here, and they have every convenience that they would need. Obviously, it's harder for them to live because it's an expensive area to live.
Hmm.
But in terms of like their everyday conveniences, they're there.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, what it was is that we've always been raised to respect our elders.
Yeah.
Never in my life have I wanted to disrespect elders more than here.
Oh.
Like it's amazing because they're just so rude. Like
Oh man.
I try, I hold back obviously because I definitely don't want to die here
It's
from
not
some law.
all. It's not all, but I think that one dude in the movie theater,
You mean the
it
two dudes?
definitely reminded me of like Chinese tourists, like people who got rich quick and come from like the countryside. They don't know like culture and manners, and that's why that dude's phone rang in the middle of the fucking Creed movie. I'm trying to watch Creed, like see how he goes down from the broken ribs, and
Oh,
his
spoiler, bro.
spoiler alert. But it's been out for months. And he picks up his fucking phone, and I thought he was gonna say, "Oh, I'm in the movie," and then just hang up. He said, "No." He starts speaking Chinese, blah 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 blah, having a full conversation in Chinese, and I got so pissed off. He didn't. He ignored me too. I said, "Yo, turn that fucking shit off, you motherfucking piece of shit." I yelled that. I'm pretty sure the whole theater heard that. I
Yeah.
was so
The,
close.
the
I
couple
was
behind
so
you was
close.
laughing so bad, but they were thinking the same thing.
I was so close to throwing my popcorn at him. I would have if I knew the laws about.
You'd probably go
I
get
would probably
caned.
get caned. Yeah, the Singapore laws are
But the thing
bullshit.
is, like, so I thought it was that one guy, and then it happened again to the guy in front of us. Like that old guy, he turned on his phone. He started having a conversation. I'm like, dude, first of all, this is like the quietest part of the movie when like
Yeah,
he's like, I can't spoil it, but there's a quiet moment when he's having an intimate moment, and this guy answers his phone, and he just has a conversation, and his daughter was even just like, stop, and he's just like, dude, like let me have this conversation with my friend, and I was like, dude, this is like 2 minutes. Can you like this is too long? Like leave the theater and come back, or like what are you doing? Like it they even have this whole thing in the beginning of the
yeah,
promos that were like, hey, turn off your phones, and it's like some like Singaporean actor, and
yeah,
he's like, because I know some of you guys won't do that, and it's hilarious because I just thought that was just like a quirk, but it's
yeah,
like, yo, like they know who they're talking to. It's amazing, but yeah, like that was a change for me. Is that like there's so many people that are stuck in the old world or they're not used to some stuff, and it's just like it comes off as very rude or inconsiderate. It's just like they're just like living life without like no, like I guess it's just not normal for them to have like all these things around.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, oh, oh. like I'm fine with people talking in the movie like, oh, like that was crazy or like something like that. But like if you whip out your phone with someone that's not even in the theater, like what are you doing? You're not doing color commentary. Like you're not broadcasting this on HBO about this fight. It's a movie.
I feel like there should like movie theaters should hire someone to just stand watch and just like smack phones out of people's hands.
Just hit him with a Nerf gun.
No, just like literally, hello, blah blah blah, pop, and just phone flies out. I'm sorry.
But yeah, that was a big thing. That like when we went to Creed, I was just like, holy crap. But dude, that's the other thing that's like so like people drink like younger here. Yeah, that was weird for me because we were in a mall and obviously in America, people there's kids running around all the time. But the problem was when we were playing pool, and then I just saw that girl like wasted at 3 p.m. I was just like, what the fuck? Because it's not like she was like a girl that's like she went to college. Like she was young. Like she was like she had to be like 18.
Yeah.
And then she just like all 90 pounds of her just came from her stomach out onto the floor, and I was just like, oh, and I was like, why? And you know, when I was younger, I was just like, oh, this is stupid.
When you were a young girl.
No, when I was younger,
Uh,
I was like, oh, like fuck these laws, like we should be able to drink because we're responsible. But then, like as an older person, I'm just like, thank God that like I'm just probably like my sister and everyone else was just like, thank God these people can't drink around me because it's like it like even like you know you get people from college that sneak into bars and stuff, but like it's never like that.
No.
It never just feels like a child. It's just like okay, they're like younger.
No, she might have been younger than 18 and like
snuck in or got it.
Yeah, some 18-year-old kid boy was like from the army was like, damn, this girl's looking mad cute. I'm gonna slide her in some beers. She takes like 2 sips and then she like starts throwing up. I've seen some people like get rashes, like Asian flush. It's like an allergy, right? But here, some people are like straight up allergic to alcohol to the point where like if they drink like 1 sip, the next day they're covered in hives and they have to take a medical leave for like 2-3 days.
Yeah, that was just new to me. I was just like, oh, there's little kitties vomiting around me. That's new.
Yeah.
And I know like some of the like in my company, some of the older guys are just like, yeah, like it's young. But I'm like, dude, it's not like they're still college kids. Like it's like a normal level, not like someone that like I'm gonna tutor in like IP calculus or like that is just that was trippy to me. And then it was also she's like the smallest person and like literally all of her guts were on the floor.
That was nasty.
Well, but yeah, so like obviously coming from Singapore and staying here, like we took a trip to Thailand. So like the biggest swap to you is like I feel like service was really nice there. Like everyone was very accommodating.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that Thailand, tourism is probably one of the biggest money earners. So, and I think it's also in their culture to be like super hospitable, which is like freaking amazing. Love Thai culture. But I don't know too much about Thai culture, even though I've been there like multiple times. I just like I'm slumming it out in fucking Meridian Hotel.
Hey, that was only because you made a mistake on the reservation.
That's true. No, but even then, like I wish we took more time to meet up with locals, but that requires going out of the desired destination area, right? Because we were trying to hang out in Phuket along the beach, and that's where over there in Phuket there's a lot of Russian expats, so they're like buying up all the properties. And
dude, when I went there, that was
you just see like red lobsters, and they're like, because they don't go well with the sun, so they have to wear these like white jackets.
Yeah, those guys are whoever's selling those
kind of like see through, but not.
Yeah, whoever's selling those on the beach is making bank.
I guess it's an overthrow. We can call it the see-through overthrow.
Yeah, but dude, like when I went there, I was like, this is weird. I feel like a minority. In Thailand, I feel like a minority, not like a Thailand, like an Asian minority, but like, yo, like this is like America.
Yeah.
There's a ton of white people here.
You're just chilling in, the gulag paradise.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like there are so many. So is it Russian? There are a few French. It's very Russian.
Very Russian. Did we meet any French people?
No, I just heard like they walked by the street, you could hear
yeah.
them, but it was a lot of Russian, and there's another set of people that were very common. But yeah, I mean like between Phuket and Bali, what do you think? Was there big differences?
Dude, they all. I feel like a dick saying this, but I also come. I'll take this with a grain of salt. You know, I think the world's too goddamn small. Just blow it up, create a new one, so I can see new shit. I think everything's almost the same.
Go to Africa, son. Go to Africa. No one goes to Africa.
Dude, like you got tropical trees. It's the sun is strong as shit. It's gonna be humid, and then it's gonna rain maybe like a couple hours a day, maybe like every 2 days. Beaches are beautiful, white sandy beaches. But yo, one beach from the next beach in Phuket was about the same. Water's a little bit cleaner on this side of the beach. Water's dirtier on this side of the beach. Same thing applies to Bali.
So I think that like Shiva's dad said something similar to that, and I agree with him to a extent. Like it is very similar no matter where you go. Like you'll see some temples, you'll see some attractions, and like some of it's really cool, especially if you're into architecture or history. However, over time, and if more you travel, it all does become similar. The only thing that really gets you difference is experiencing local culture.
Yeah.
Like that's something I feel like he doesn't understand is because he's like
he's not gonna want to do that though.
Yeah, like he like has objectives of like let me see this stuff, I can see this stuff.
Yeah.
He's not a big foodie, so that's the thing. But like when you like, I think for us as millennials and we're like older millennials.
Yeah, but then you see like basic bitches like taking a picture of that temple that every tourist goes to and hashtag Thai culture, hashtag Thai temple. Oh, sorry, are they called cruise? No.
But the thing is, that's how they get satisfaction out of that, and it's also because like either they're not traveled or they're doing it for a purpose, right?
Or like they buy that like that fucking Balinese design pattern like pants, and they're like, oh, Thai culture, and then have that pose with it flaring out.
Yeah, I mean, like they see it on Instagram, they read it. Yeah. So like, but that's what they get out of it, right? That's like they want to take pictures, they want to have evidence that they did these things.
Yeah, but I'm afraid that for me, it would be like, okay, let's say, go chill at the beach for a couple of days, and then what we should have done was like go out. I don't know, find like some host family and live with them for like a couple of days.
Yeah,
that would have been cool. But then at the same time, man, I think like we would quickly realize like how lucky we are and how shitty most people live, and it just makes me feel like so privileged.
Yeah,
almost makes me feel, like walking here and even in Singapore makes me feel like a sense of like what white men would feel with white privilege back in the States. Actually, there's white privilege everywhere. But whites are treated better over here.
Yeah, like definitely. Americans are treated pretty well. I mean, the people don't necessarily like Americans, but like coming here, I felt like I was very privileged to have the opportunities I did.
Yeah.
But like it is kind of weird. The thing that I did notice that is if you are a white female, they treat you like a queen here, and in Thailand.
Yeah, probably for sure.
Like the guys are like whatever, they're like hi, whatever. But then like people, that was like going out to clubs and stuff was weird because people, like locals or not locals, just like whoever's there, they would like treat them as like a pariah. Is that the word? It's just like they were like some crazy like goddess.
Oh.
And then like they would do weird shit to get their attention, like beg. I've never seen that in my life. That fucked my brain. I was like, yo, what?
That was in Singapore, and that was like with Indians.
No, it was just people. They're just like begging for a dance, and I was like, it's cool to be respectful, but dude, don't go on your knees for it. Like that was crazy to me. Like I was like, that's not. I don't think any woman wants that necessarily.
No, but that wasn't in Thailand. That was here in Singapore with
true.
Indians.
That's true.
So at an Indian club.
Wait, Kilo's Indian?
Oh, that was Kilo?
That was a Kilo.
Okay, I thought you guys went to like Mochi.
No, they wanted to go to Magic Carpet or whatever,
okay.
But we were having too much fun.
Yeah, but that's why there's like a subreddit called Insane Indian People on Facebook. I think that's it, or Insane Indian People. I'm pretty sure it's on Facebook.
Also. No, yeah, there's one.
No. It's literally called Insane Indian People on Facebook. That's
on Facebook.
That's the subreddit. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, is this the one where there's like crazy proposal?
Crazy proposals are like just Indian men just being like super chauvinistic.
Oh, really?
Yes,
I
it's
thought they were like
crazy.
interesting.
Just screenshots like Tinder, Facebook, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, there's a few memes going around about that. But yeah, in Thailand it's similar, but I guess but I didn't see it as much because we didn't hang out with locals as much. Like there's a
Oh
ton of
yeah,
expats. There were a ton of just people. Like
yeah,
I guess what is it? Russia's version of a snowbird because they're like escaping their winter to come
yeah.
down to Thailand. But like, dude, it made me think. Like our host guy was super cool, but I wonder how cheap real estate is here or there because
Probably super cheap.
like that stuff was super nice, but you could tell that some of it was like built ground up.
Yeah,
Like that's not like native stuff there, but it seemed relatively like that guy didn't look like a crazy rich guy. He looked like just like a normal Aussie guy. He's like retired. He's like, this is cheaper out here.
yeah.
He really liked the culture and food. But like, yeah, like I'm just wondering like how easy is it to just buy a place and rent it out? Because it seems like all those places were rented out.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, is there gonna be like because we were in a smaller town. We weren't in like the main stretch. So we did get some local stuff. We saw the strays and all the other things, but it was surprising that it was like fully occupied.
Yeah.
Like every one of those buildings, you saw someone inside of it, or you saw a cleaning crew from them leaving.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how cheap is that? Slash, how much bank could you make off just Airbnb that shit?
I don't know. I think like, yeah.
Because like, what was the equivalent? Like, what was?
I think these are like people that are like semi-retired and they just want to make some cash on the side.
But like, what is the what do you call it? How much was that apartment like per night?
It was about 100 a night. It was like a big place, so like
100 USD.
yeah.
Oh.
There were like 3 beds. 2 of them were kings. The other one was a queen, and then plus you can definitely sleep on the couches. They were so comfortable.
Yeah,
You could definitely feel like, yeah,
it was well amenitied for $100, so like $50 each.
yeah. It was just a pain in the ass to get to because it's on a hill.
Yeah, there were some trucks struggling, but yeah, like I'm glad that Grab was there. That saved us a hell of a lot of time planning and logistics wise.
Grab is like Uber in Southeast Asia for
Yeah.
those of you that don't know.
So I know Uber got pushed out of Sing. Did it get pushed out of all Southeast
It's
Asia?
all of Southeast Asia. I don't think they necessarily got pushed out, but they decided that like it wasn't worth it for them. So they left. They came to an agreement with Grab to leave while taking like 20 or 30% stake in Southeast Asia Grab.
Wow.
So Grab has a monopoly. But Uber's still like,
Was Grab started in Sing?
Uber's still,
Was Grab started in Sing?
I think it's a Thai company.
Okay, interesting. Because they're kind of like a consolidated service. They do
Yeah.
everything. Like I know that they have like you can do. I'm not sure you can do food.
Food, yep.
You can.
Food delivery,
Then they're like
payments.
Yeah, the PayPal part of it. Like I was surprised how many places had the freaking
GrabPay.
The GrabPay. Also, what's up with that, dude? Singapore, take my goddamn Visa.
I don't know, man.
Would you rather me use an Amex? You really want to take those card charge?
Singapore still wants to use cash. I mean,
What is that card that everyone uses? The U.S.
Nets.
Nets.
I
Wait,
don't know.
Nets is
That's what I have. I don't know what Nets stands for.
Isn't Nets the subway system?
Yeah, but it's also the payment system.
Is it essentially a debit card?
Yeah,
Oh my! So every time you're doing that, it's not a credit; it's a debit charge to you.
yeah.
What? I thought it was just like a local debt credit. So credit card is really not like as much as it is. It's not really widely used.
I don't think so.
That's weird.
I chalk it up to,
Huh?
I chalk it up to Asian culture, man. Don't take risks. Credit cards are a risk.
Because you might not pay them, so keep all of your savings
Bullshit,
underneath
yeah.
your
Mattress.
mattress.
Dude, I'm sure they still do here.
Dude, that was
Still buying like shitloads of jewelry, art.
But dude, like, yeah, that's the thing that's annoying. My card is useless here. Well, in major restaurants, it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's why I was
It's not
paying,
terrible, but
That's why I was paying for all of the
But
dinners.
you definitely have to carry some cash here.
Yeah, but which is cool is the U.S. have those centers that give you pretty good exchange rates.
Yeah.
Like that was new to me. Also,
Me too.
it's weird because it's the most time that I've had like I've had so much cash in my pocket
Yeah.
and felt like I didn't have to I knew no one was gonna steal it. Like I didn't feel very threatened by it because I think everyone has like their own money.
My cousin, he was at a hawker center where it's like kind of not like a smorgasbord of all these different cuisines and food, I guess restaurants, food stalls.
Yeah.
And at these centers, like there's a shitload of people just coming in and out, and they have public seating. My cousin, he just left his laptop just to see how safe Singapore was. His laptop, and then like some files and his wallet on the table, just left to go to the bathroom, and then he walked around and came back like in like an hour and a half, and it was still there. No one touched it.
Yeah.
And that's how safe it is.
Yeah, like Singapore is safe. Like no matter how late you're walking around.
I don't recommend this, but I also don't lock my door sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that's how safe it is.
Like you were not concerned at all, and that's kind of it's kind of nice. It's like it's like being in like a real suburb. Like even when we were out late, I didn't feel like I had to look around for anything.
Nope.
I was like, I'm more afraid of like the laws and stuff. Like, am I?
Yep.
Like I was so afraid of jaywalking.
That's why it's so safe here. Yeah, the government over punishes people to make an example out of them.
But I was afraid to jaywalk. I was like, they give you a ticket in Seattle. I wonder what the fuck they do here.
Wow.
But I mean, it's been fun though. Like outside of all the weird shit, it's been fun being here.
Yeah, I'd say like Singapore. Even if you want to do touristy things, probably like 4-day city.
It is. It's a 3-4 day city. Like I think you do one to do like the super trees and the bay. Like that was really cool. That's the thing though. It's like I think you and me have different expectations in terms of what we see. Because like for that again, it's like really cool to see that stuff. It's very grandiose, but it's all man made.
Yeah.
It's like I don't need a picture by this waterfall that's made by that pipe. I can clearly see. It's cool. It's amazing what they do with the garden area.
Yep.
Like that, the flower dome is really impressive. Had a lot of fun trying to replicate those people's pictures.
Yeah.
But yeah, like there's some cool stuff around there. I would have liked to see the super trees, but you said that was like a bug bite issue.
Yeah, there's a shitload of mosquitoes there. I was not hang out for that.
Yeah, and like that doesn't fly with my skin. That like, leaves scars everywhere. But I mean, it's a 3-4 day city, I should say. That I wish we had done was that last trip that we did last night.
Oh, it's too hot.
I know, but if it was a cooler day,
it's never cooler there. It's for some reason there's no wind there, and it's just hot there.
It's trapped.
It's all trapped heat.
It was just such a cool vibe. I'm like, yo, like this is like, if I had my friend Yewan, she's like super freaking artsy. She I was like, shoot, take pictures like crazy pictures here.
Yeah, but it's only 3 streets.
Yeah, but the thing is,
and like probably like 2 blocks.
It looks crazy. I know.
It's crazy for the first 2 times, probably.
Right. It looked more grandiose when I first got there. I was like, oh, there's like sprawling, like all these tiny streets and like all these live performers.
Dude, that was it.
Just the 3 streets that we on.
We saw almost all of it. It was one more street we probably could have seen.
Yeah. I mean, between the LED and neon lights plus like just the atmosphere, it was really cool. It's picturesque. Like
for sure.
I would shoot a movie scene there.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are a few places. Like the how do you say this place? Shinja. The Chimes.
Chimes is cool.
Yeah, Chimes was a cool spot.
That's where they filmed the wedding at Crazy Rich Asians.
Yeah, but you said it didn't look that cool when you walked in, right?
I walked in. I mean, it looked better in the movie than in person.
They had to add a little bit of stuff to it. But I mean, the architecture is really nice, and there's a lot of cool little restaurants and stuff there.
Yeah.
But are they all pop-ups? Are all those places in that?
No, they're not pop-ups. Oh. Pop-up does not exist in Singapore.
But I thought that guy said he's only there for a limited time at Slide.
No.
Oh, no.
He might be talking about himself.
Oh, I thought he meant like he's like moving to like another location.
Oh, that might be possible. But then why would they set it up like that?
I don't know.
They set it up really nicely, so
yeah,
it's like a lot of investment. So
it looks real nice. But like, so pop-ups don't
But it's
exist.
definitely, yeah, pop-ups don't exist the way that we know them. Like, pop-ups would probably mean like at least a year.
Is that because of the whole like tenant law here?
I think so.
It's like you have to like you can't really go like flexible.
No.
You kind of like get locked into.
Hmm.
But you're doing flexible for this place. Is that just because that's what?
That's what they gave me.
Yeah. So that's not like a law thing here. It's kind of what the roommate situation is.
Yeah.
Okay. So they just manage it saying like, oh, I have this for the year, and I'll figure out the tenants.
Hmm.
It's not like it's allowed by law.
Yeah.
Okay. Because, yeah, I thought that a lot of those were just pop-ups because they were smaller. And then,
No.
okay. Because that would have been cool if it's like that's constantly changing.
Yeah, then I would like that spot a lot. But I don't think it changes that much.
It just kind of just stays stags.
Yeah.
All right, let me see what time it is.
It's 10.
10. I have to get out of here by 10:30, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna talk for 10 more minutes. But that place, obviously, it's weird because it's like, is it all Japanese places?
There are a lot of Japanese stores there, but I don't think it's all Japanese.
Okay, because I saw like there's like a ton of ramen places, some Japanese beer places. I think there's that other side, and then there's other diversity parts of it.
Yeah.
The thing that I wish we got to do was that
The fragment room?
yeah, the break shit room.
You have that in New York.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want to go to New York, visit Steph and smash some shit, pay to break stuff.
I just would like to see like I want to know what the price is and what's available to me.
It was for here in Singapore. It was $75. I don't know for how long. Yeah, for 2 people. So
$75 for how long? Oh, for like
I don't know. I don't know for how long.
But so it's not by so it's wait, but I can break anything or
Whatever they give you, and then you can buy more shit to break.
interesting. That would have been fun.
Yes.
We did escape the room instead, which was
It was all right.
yeah. Like the one that we did in Queens was fun, but the one here was, I think there was that other place that was better that Truba was mentioning. I think the one that we were in is, I won't say dilapidated, but it's an older building.
I thought that was fine.
I think
It
it was
didn't bother me.
but
It bothered you guys. I don't know why it bothered you guys more.
I think it's just because like I had like all this thing. I was like, this is what a Singapore mall is like, and then I'm like, whoa, this looks like a normal people mall. Like, it's like, what's wrong with this building? Did they forget about this one? It's like it was still nice, but then when we got in there, it was kind of annoying because the freaking walkie-talkie didn't work.
Yeah, but we still managed to beat it.
We did.
With 25 minutes to spare.
Yeah, but you were you were
25 minutes is not a lot of time to figure out if you don't know how far you are in the puzzle in the room. That's not a lot of time.
You were rushing. You're like, oh god. But there was like some what was it? They definitely need to label stuff. We fucked that room up. Like they were like, these books don't make any sense. There's nothing in that shelf. Don't take that in the line head. And it's like, you put all the signs in the wrong places.
Yeah.
Like sorry, like it's like there's a lion head and there's like a clue that says like look at the lion head.
Yeah.
And then like the eyes move. So we try to make the stupid things eyes move. And there's like a lever. The eyes freaking move.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, obviously we have to take this down.
Yeah.
Like that was my first. I've got to take this down. And then I just rip it down. And I was like, oh cool, we won. No, I wasn't supposed to take it down.
Yeah.
And it was just like I don't know. We fucked that place up. But they could have easily put like "Don't pull down the line" or like the like. I mean, it might.
They could have said that from the beginning.
Yeah.
The line head stays up there.
Yeah. But then like the more that I think about it, like they had a bunch of sliding shelves, but then they weren't like secured, and so we kind of just left them flat.
Broke them.
I mean, that's gonna. When I was like every time, like as we were walking to the next place to that Vatos Tacos. I was just like, are they going to be able to put this shit back together? Because we put locks everywhere. We put all the clues like in the middle of the room.
No, I think their job is to clean up and prep the room again. So
yeah, I kind of felt bad though. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
We kind of scrambled all over the place. But yeah, it was very just like we had to get through a series of padlocks and then we would win.
Yeah.
there was not very much like diversity or like challenge there. It was mostly that key thing. That was cool. But also, don't remove the tape when also a tape is a clue, because then I was really confused by that.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I was like, I was not supposed to take this tape out of this slot and use it to read, but they just meant the tape on the door. So that threw me off. So what are your plans for the week headed into holidays?
I'm working because
Singapore's basically off during.
no, they got 12/12, which is a big shopping season or day. I was gonna take Wednesday off, but I guess I'm too important at my job to not be able to take that day off.
It's a little high five. Yeah.
Which is bullshit. I think we just need. That's another topic.
You need to hire more people.
You need to hire more competent people. Yeah. So work this week. Get back into my jiu-jitsu routine.
By the way, of all the MMA, dude, best facilities I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's also expensive as fuck.
Well, I can see that, but amazing. Like showers, everything. Showers, towels are even nice.
Yeah,
Mats, ton of space.
a lot of space.
So much space, and like the team's pretty friendly. Like everyone seemed pretty chill.
Yeah.
I enjoyed training there,
Cool.
but it's like it was also a haven. Like after we left, I was like, it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
So I was like, can we just hang out inside for like a
Yeah.
Can we cryo and then leave? But that was cool. Like I like that gym a lot. They have a juice bar inside, yeah.
Yeah, but it's always closed. So
Oh,
yeah.
They need that one. What's that juice place?
Boost juice,
They need Boost juice inside.
or right next to it.
That would be amazing. Fucking watermelon smoothie, so good. All right, man. I gotta pack up
Yeah.
this shit. I'll edit this on the plane and upload it. But
All right.
thanks for having me in.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah. And I have no idea how this sounds, but we'll figure it out. And I'll see you next time, probably with Carter, to do this twice. So, peace out.